So, nothing, well, things have happened, but like, figured I'd give y'all an update since, like, we hadn't put out any videos in, like, I don't know, it feels like forever. But, like, things just keep happening that are not house related, like everybody getting COVID. My production team got COVID, which is basically my sister. She does everything you see, video editing, all that, that's her. She got it. She got it, then her husband got it, and now she's had, I don't know, some sort of relapse. Everybody been sick, so I've been on, like, call, people going to hospital, dog going to hospital, dog's been sick. So I've been, like, taking care of people, running and buying tests and buying medicine, taking people, picking up from hospital, taking dog to hospital, cleaning up diarrhea all over the house. That was a dog, not my sister. So, what have I been doing in this time when I've been home on call? I've been basically trying to, I gotta submit plans for the Duchess house porch, and that's a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. So I have been trying to basically, I gotta come up with, like, I don't know, so I know now why, like, people, like, get these houses and, like, it just takes a long time to start anything. It's like, well, you got to come up with these plans and drawings and everything and basically design the whole thing, which I knew you kind of did, but I always kind of had it in my head and I didn't have it on paper. But now I got to actually have it on paper, and I've been meeting with, like, you know, the inspector guys, like, what can I do? And I've been trying to learn, like, SketchUp. I mean, I knew it. I was like, I mean, I'd used it before, but now I'm like, all right, I need to make, like, plans I can send and, like, submit. And it's just like, it's a real learning curve there. I usually do stuff by hand, which I like, but when you're trying to do revisions and you're trying to, like, submit stuff, it's like, all right, let me just, I'd started. So anyway, I'm, like, learning that, and it's getting good. Like, I always like drawing and stuff, and I always like that kind of stuff, and I like researching. I can spend hours, like, modeling this stuff, and it's pretty fun, especially now. Like, the more I know, I'm watching all these, like, tutorials. I've been living on YouTube tutorials doing this stuff, you know, and then I'll, like, pause and run and pick somebody up, take them to the hospital, and then pause and run, take dog hospital, and pause, run and go get medicines, and it's just a mess. And then so all right, so there's a tree in, if you're looking at the Duchess house, it's on the right. Basically, it's not my tree, okay? It had, like, it was growing real tall. It was so pretty, though, and it casted a lot of, like, shade on the house, which I liked. You know, we like, you know, like, natural site cooling, you know, from shade and stuff. Well, anyway, there were some branches that were, like, hanging over and need to be trimmed, and then there was another tree on the other side that had to come down because it was, I'm telling y'all, a foot from the house. Like, it was so close, and it was a weed tree, because I went back on Google Street Maps and looked at it, and it was like, yeah, we're filming. Okay, so I went and looked at it, and it was like 10, 15 years ago, it was some little weed that grew up into a tree, and now it's like 25 feet tall, 10 foot wide. I mean, it's crazy. Anyway, it's got to come down. So I told the lawn guy, who was, you know, he does stuff for me here and there, and I was like, I want this one out and this one trimmed. Well, that was weeks ago. I mean, maybe months ago, because that's how things happen, because nobody works. Nobody, you know, you can't, there's one guy that works. Anyway, why show up there Saturday? And I was like, there's tree limbs everywhere, and, like, half the trees cut down, and I'm like, oh, you know, the tree I want to leave, I'm like, oh my God, call the neighbor, I'm like, what's going on? First off, your lawn guy left a mess, and he's like, we ain't doing nothing about tree, and I'm like, oh my God, let me call Luigi. Luigi got the tree wrong, the wrong tree, and cut it down. Now I got a, like, 15 foot tall stump with branches everywhere I'm like, oh man, you know, so I had some friends come help me clean that. I mean, let me tell you, it was like, I called the guy and he's like, well, you know, we started working and we got busy and then, you know, got late and my daughter went to go home, you know how it is. I'm like, well, yeah, but like, I couldn't even get in the front door. There's branches, it looked like a hurricane. I'm like, okay. So just things like that. When you get there, you know, you start to do something and something else happens. You're like, oh, great, you know, trying to like, you know, you think you got everything cleaned up. You think you got everything demoed. I was in there like measuring stuff out. There's one little closet that I was like, okay, the back closet that was like, what was a pantry or something. Went in there. I was like, how wide is this? So I can try and figure out if I can turn to a bathroom. Well, I walked damn near fall through the floor. I was like, oh, well, there's more rot. Well, that was where the water heater was sitting. I guess that leaked too. I'm like, okay, well, there's that. Which more I was kind of like, I don't know, that was funny. But still, it's now something else. I gotta like see how much of that's tore out, how much of that I gotta like, I don't know. It's just everything in the world's happened. Oh, then the hood house, the OG hood house, like, God, everything stopped on that. It's just like, nothing goes fast. Nothing works like the way you want it to. But anyway, I'm heading back over there now. What I'm trying to do now is finish up these drawings, submit them for my permits so I can get started on that. Then find a framing crew. Again, still looking for a framing crew that can do that. I got one guy, but he was like, it's gonna be $30,000. I'm like, oh no, it's not. So anyway, that's what happens. That's my update. All right. In the end of the day, Adrian still loves old houses, and this is part of old houses. This is a drama. So, all right. Let me make this turn. All right. Okay. Bye, y'all.